This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined today by Chris "Too Slick" Kongo down at McGuigan's gym. How are you, Chris?
I'm all good, mate. You alright?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. We were just speaking off camera. You've been there from the start of my sort of boxing career.
Yeah, of course. I remember you had the camera and then you had your phone recording. Then you had your little mic on the camera. Now you upgraded. I see you shining, man.
Yeah, so we've moved from recording audio on the phone to now having a microphone. Lots changed since since then as well. You're now working under Jimmy Mack. How's that going?
Oh, that's going great. We've had 2 fights together, 2 wins, and we're just progressing and looking to move up the rankings, man, pretty fast. So, yeah, it's all good.
You're someone with an extensive amateur background. You boxed with the GB team, then you trained out of Miguel's gym. You're now with Jimmy Mack. What's different about working with Jimmy Mack compared to what you've been used to in the past?
Everything. I think even down to the sparring, it's even giving me more of an elite level sort of sparring James DeGale now. And yeah, I think everything's just like stepped up a level. Even with training, a lot of people ain't really a fan of his training techniques, but at the end of the day, as long as I get in the ring and I feel 100%, I'm good to go, man.
You mentioned that you've been working with James DeGale, you spar with James DeGale. James DeGale is a super middleweight, you're a welterweight. What's that like, working with somebody who is not only world class, as James DeGale is, excuse me, but also several weight divisions bigger than you?
Yeah. I think it's good for me, like when I always spar someone bigger than me, I don't try to look for going in there for war. I try to be smart and use my speed, and that's what he needs me for, someone just sharp and fast. And he tries to beat me to speed, so he's not in there trying to knock me out and taking liberties. He's in there just literally working on his movement and his speed as well, so it's good for the both of us.
Now, I know that you've also done some sparring with Chris Eubank Jr, who we're expecting, rumour has it anyway, an announcement on James DeGale versus Chris Eubank Jr for December. Not going to push you on that, but what's it like working with the two of them? How are they different, and how is it? Because I mean, we see some stuff with Chris Eubank Jr across his Instagram where he's kind of wailing away on sparring partners at times. How is it different sharing the ring with those guys in camp?
It's different. I think with Chris Eubank, he actually wants to put it on anyone that steps in the ring, and to be honest, fair play is in the ring. In there, it's kill or be killed. So for me, when I was sparring Chris Eubank, same tactics, just be smart, don't get hit and don't get drawn into no terror. Just use your speed and box and move. And one of the sparring sessions leaked. Well, I don't think it leaked, but I think ITV was the one put it out, and his dad came in and come to take him away, and I was clearly fine. If you see the end, I sort of acknowledged him at the end of the fight, so I was clearly fine. With James DeGale, he's more of a tricky southpaw. He looks, for me working with him, he looks for trying to beat me to the speed and work on his movement. He's great, and he's got all the experience that I need to get in there, you know. So yeah, I think it's great work from both of them anyway. So yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. Somebody else I spoke to about sharing camp was actually with you on that time, Richard Riakporhe, somebody I know, obviously you know very well. He said to me that it's not quite necessarily what is portrayed when the cameras are off. I know Chris Eubank Sr sort of took people into a room and gave sort of these long talks, as it were. What's your experience of the Eubank camp away from the cameras?
Away from the cameras, they're pretty much cool. I like Chris Eubank, gave me some good advice. And yeah, his dad don't really get in the ring when the cameras are off. I don't know if he done it for the cameras, but to be honest, I went there to work and that was my main thing. But apart from that, away from the cameras, I think they're good. They're good peoples, man, you know. And they give good work. Chris Eubank gives the good work, and that's what I need for my career to elevate.
How do you see a potential fight going between James DeGale and Chris Eubank Jr?
Well, everyone's asking me this because there's been a lot of rumours, and I keep getting phone calls about is it really gonna happen though? Is it really gonna happen? And I'm like, you just have to wait and see. I don't even know myself. But for me, I think like the George Groves and Eubank fight, I think anyone with a good movement can sort of get to Eubanks. So I think James DeGale, if he moves, he's going to get to Eubanks. But then you never know, the relentless might, his relentless sort of work rate might get to James. People say he's sort of, how can I say it? He's sort of at the end of his career. But I think he's back in shape and he's looking good. But for me, I got James DeGale winning all day long, and that's just not because we're in the same camp. It's just because of the experience he's been in with. And look at the last 5, 6 fights he's had. They've all been at top level and they've all been away. So mentally, he had to deal with that boxing away from home. And he was getting the wins. So for me, it's James all day.
Now, somebody else who I know has an influence on your career is Dillian Whyte. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Dillian Whyte. I know you both box out at the same gym, or used to box out at the same gym in Miguel's. I know you still see each other on a regular basis. Tell people who maybe don't know Dillian away from the camera what he's like and how he's helped you.
Listen, when we're together, it's just literally straight banter. Like, I went to see him the other day. He was looking good. He's still pretty much in shape and gearing up for December. And yeah, listen, Dillian is funny, man. We all like to bust jokes, even on outside of the gym on Instagram. If you see our DMs, man, just loads of jokes. But listen, he's a real humble geezer and he's fun to be around.
Now, rumours circulating that he's going to face Derek Chisora in a rematch. Also, some rumours about a Luis Ortiz fight. Which fight would you prefer to see out of that?
For me, I'll prefer to see Derek Chisora. It's a good British clash, and for me, I think he beats Chisora easier in this one. I think he'll be a lot smarter, but also I think he'll get to Chisora, and yeah, I think he's definitely going to win that.
Possible slot for you on the undercard? I know Dillian's somebody who's pushed for you to be on some of his shows in the past. Is that something that kind of sort of circulates in the back of your mind when you see him linked with these big fights?
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully he can sort me out and get back on this undercard. But we'll see. But at the end of the day, I stay ready. I'm here. Sparred 8 rounds today. Sparred 8 rounds on Wednesday, and I stay ready, man. I had a couple days off. I was supposed to have a week off, but I was kind of bored in my house. Like, I wasn't doing nothing, and I thought, this is not the life I chose, man. Even though it's good to have a rest, but I sort of went for a run after like 3, 4 days off, and then 5 days after, I just literally got back in the gym, man.
Now, you mentioned you've done 8 rounds of sparring today. I had the privilege to watch you spar with Josh Taylor, somebody who I know that you've done a lot of sparring with in the past. Now, I know you well, I know Josh well. First time I've seen you guys actually spar together. I've seen you spar separately, but what's it like working with somebody like Josh Taylor, who is, I mean, he's about to box in the World Boxing Super Series. He's regarded as one of the top prospects in world boxing. What's it like to share the ring with him and pick up little things from him in sparring?
Oh, it's brilliant because he's at the top level. He's like you said, he's boxing in the World Series boxing. I've got him tipped to win that. Coming here all the time is always a great experience, even just being around the McGuigans. You know, George Groves is from here, Luke Campbell is from here. So it sort of gives me an edge, especially when I'm going into a fight, because I know from now up until the world level, I'm not going to get anyone as good as that. I'm not going to get anyone as good as James DeGale or all the other top level opponents that I've sparred. So for me mentally, it's good, and yes, it's just great work, man. What did you think of the sparring?
I thought it was very, very entertaining. I think it's a great style fit for Josh, boxing Ryan Martin in the World Boxing Super Series. I think you have a similar style to Ryan Martin, but you're slightly bigger. Well, you're quite a bit bigger. You're a division above. He's coming up from lightweight. What was interesting to me was to kind of see you're quite a traditional classical boxer, good movement, and seeing Josh trying to close the distance. What's that like when you see Josh, who's obviously a very sort of aggressive with his feet as a southpaw and tries to close the distance? What's that like when you've got him kind of charging at you at different angles?
It's great, and for me, what I want to do is beat him to speed. but he's so sharp and fast, especially with his counters, which I think will play a major key with the fight with him and Ryan Martin. And I think he does a lot of things well, but we don't want to say it. But he's working hard, man, trust me, and I really believe he can beat Martin.
You see him winning the World Boxing Super Series?
100%, 100%. As long as he keeps it up and whatever he's doing in the gym, he stays dedicated to his craft, he'll get there, he'll win.
When can we expect to see you back in the ring? I know we spoke slightly off camera. There's a couple of potential dates, maybe even Dillian Whyte's undercard, maybe James DeGale's undercard. Are either of those realistic possibilities for you?
100%, 100%. I think for me, it's just a factor of staying ready in my early stages of my career. Because I think about it, and I've only been a pro for 2 years, and it's gone quite quickly, you know. So up until I get to a bigger stage, like I want to just be staying active. But yeah, hopefully you could see me on the DeGale undercard, maybe Dillian Whyte undercard, or maybe even both, because you know I like to get the rounds in, man. So we'll see.
Okay, well, Chris "Too Slick" Kongo, real nice surprise for me today to see you come through the doors at McGuigan's gym. I was here anyway, and then you came through. Real pleasure to watch you work as always. Just give a message to fans who will be locked in to hopefully watch you box on either the DeGale undercard or the Whyte undercard, or maybe both.
Just want to say a big shout out to the fans, to the supporters. I like to call them supporters. People call them fans. I like people support. So they come out to watch. I don't really like using the term fans for me, so I like to call them supporters. Like I always say, my heartbeat is the same as yours, same as my heartbeats like everyone else walking around. I support people, boxing, football, whatever, they support me too. So it's all about, the main key of that is support. So give a big shout out to the supporters, and once again, you know about me, and if you don't, make sure you buy your tickets for the next fight, which will be on my Instagram and Twitter at 2SlickChris, and just give a big shout out to everyone, man.
Okay, well, Chris "Too Slick" Kongo, always a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend. Look forward to seeing you back in action soon.
Thank you. Cheers.